in a long, long, long. Oh! Ooh. Welcome back to my channel. It's Natalia, and this is weird. I have not made a video in a long, long, long. Just so you know, I'm recording with my phone because, I don't have the luxury of having a real camera, so I'm using my phone, and yeah, this is wow. But anyways, today's video is going to be about um, high school. My high school experience. High school is different for everyone, obviously. I wanted to give like a high school advice type thing while I'm still in high school, because I know there are some high schoolers, some people going into high school want to know about it, and yada yada, all of that. For me, it's high school is it's something else. It's completely different from middle school. I will tell you that. It's very different from middle school. In my opinion, I actually prefer middle school over high school, because high school is not it, okay? High school is not it. I don't like it. It's hard. The work well, it's really not that hard. If you just do your work, turn it in, it's really not that bad. I just feel like it doesn't get hard until junior year, which is really I'm getting ready to be a junior. Right now I'm a sophomore. I was about to say senior. I'm not a senior, but I am a sophomore. And high school, well, the quarantine mess is going on too. So I'm doing homeschooling currently right now. And school is getting ready to be over. The school year is getting ready to be over in a couple of days. So then next year when we go back, I'm going to be a junior. Yes, be a junior. I'm kind of excited, but I'm nervous at the same time, because I don't like junior year is like I've heard it's the hardest year. People scare me, like it scares me so bad when my teachers and everyone tell me that junior year is the hardest year, because all of the work, and then you have to do the ACTs and all of that, and I'm just like, oh, God help me. But right now, sophomore year freshman year was definitely the easiest. Freshman year was easier, and I thought that when I was a freshman, I thought that high school was going to be, I don't know. I know I've heard that it's going to be hard, but for some reason I thought after going through my freshman year that it would be easier to do. I thought that it would be easier to go through. I don't know, like, because my freshman year was like super easy for me. Like, I got everything done, I got everything turned in. I didn't really do too bad in freshman year. So that's what made me kind of like feel like, oh well, sophomore year should be a breeze. Like, I only really worried about my senior year and my junior year. But once I got to sophomore year, it was so hard. Oh my God. Geometry. Geometry is my hardest class. I don't like it. I'm not a math person. I don't like geometry at all. But basically, I was really shook, kind of, because sophomore year was really hard. For me, it was just the work. It was all of the work in sophomore year. I did pretty well in history, all of my other classes, but it was always math. I was never good at math, ever. Like, I wasn't good at it in middle school, so I really didn't expect to be good at it in high school. But sophomore year, and then the people, I don't even get me started about the kids. The people that I surrounded myself with weren't really the nicest people that I surrounded myself with. I feel like in high school, your main purpose should be getting your work done, obviously. Getting your work done, getting your work turned in. But I also it's okay to have friends. Obviously, everyone wants to have friends. I continued to hang out with my friend group that I had in freshman year, and once I got to sophomore year, it kind of all just fell apart. Like, my friends weren't really my friends, if that makes sense. Like, I started realizing who was really a friend and who was really and who wasn't. You know what I'm saying? My friend group dwindled down drastically. Like, I started having to cut people off. I started having to, you know, pretty much exit people out of my circle, delete, get rid of people out of my circle. And, I'm not a very outgoing person. I can make friends, and I have made some new friends, but for me, making friends isn't something that's like comes naturally to me. So I tended to stick with the people that treated me like crap throughout sophomore year, and it's really kind of jacked up. Don't do that. Don't be like me. I'm telling you, you'd be better off just going and finding new friends. I'd recommend finding new friends, friends that you can trust, friends that you can hang out with, that you can enjoy high school with. Because obviously, you're going to want people to go to the games with, go to the dances, your proms, all of that stuff that goes on. But I kind of just, I didn't want to, because I knew that I wasn't good with making new friends. I just decided to stick with the people that weren't good for me. And it made my sophomore year really suck. Like, it made my high school year not fun because it was really drama filled. There was always someone who was doing something to me. The people in my group were very toxic. I had a fake friend, one that was treating me like competition. I had a boy who degraded me and constantly called me stuff and made fun of me. Like, it was really, really, it just wasn't the best friend group. It was a very toxic friend group. And eventually I tried to pretty much exert myself out of the group because I figured, well, I don't have to. When I started realizing that I didn't have to deal with these people and let them talk to me any type of way, I started trying to bring myself out of the group. And instead, that got me, that made it even worse because a lot of the kids in the group would chastise me for it. They'd be like, "Oh, well, you're cold-hearted, you're this and that, you're over dramatic." And that was something that they would do a lot. They would tell me that I was over dramatic for basically trying to get away from them, and I'm just like, well, that's not fair. I can't, like, why do I have to be over dramatic because I'm trying to make it better for myself? Like, I want friends who respect me. I respect you, so why do you disrespect me and expect me to just let you? That is a whole nother story. I have so many stories of what these kids have done to me. I can make a whole series based off of my high school stories, basically. I really can. Like, my life is, it's like the basic dramas that you had at high school. The kids that gang up on the one outcast and just bully them all the time. But besides that, well, that was my experience. Again, let me just let you guys know, this is my experience. This might be other people's experience, but this is my experience. I'm not saying that all high school is going to be like that. You will meet people that you will eventually have to cut off. Like, that's just something I believe. I feel like everyone's going to meet that one person that they're going to eventually either drift away from or going to have to let go. Because I've had to do that to a couple of people. I've had to do that to people who I was friends with in middle school that went to my school, and I've had to distance them from my life because they were just it was so much negativity. Like, it was always something negative with them. And I was like, oh my God, like, why? But I did meet some good friends. I did have people that I hung out with, that I talked to, that I had fun with. So it wasn't all bad. It wasn't completely all bad. For me, basically the worst thing for me was the schoolwork, just because I'm a huge procrastinator, and I don't do my work on time like I should. I know I do my work, but you know what I'm saying. It's just kind of like I'm a procrastinator. I wait to the last minute to do things, which is really bad. Really, really bad. I should work on that. But I mean, oh my god. Yeah, but that's pretty much my high school. The most advice that I could give to someone is just basically just do your work and surround yourself with good people. Like, it's really not that, it's not, there's nothing harder. It's no different than middle school. Well, I said it was very different than middle school, and it is. In terms of the work, like, they will fail you. You know how in middle school they let you pass because they want you to, I mean, bruh, my lighting is jacked up. They'll let you pass because they want you to make it, but to high school. But in high school, they don't play about that. Like, you will fail. If you do not do your work, you will mess around and fail. And there have been kids that have gotten held back because they haven't done their work. I knew one boy in class who is still a freshman. He was supposed to be a sophomore with us, and he is still a freshman because he didn't do anything. Like, he didn't do any of his work in any of his classes. He was so busy trying to distract other people and sleeping that he didn't, finish his work. And he failed, and he's still a freshman. And I mean, well, now he's in a sophomore class. He's in a class with me. Well, he was in a class with me. That was when school was still in. He was in a class with me, and but before, he was still doing freshman classes. Like, he still was considered a freshman, and I was like, yikes. So that's the only thing that I can really recommend. Is just, do your work, make good friends, surround yourself with good people, maybe even join a few activities and stuff, and you'll be all right. You'll be okay. I promise you. Promise you, you will be okay. You will survive high school. It'll be okay. Like, because a lot of people think that high school is that it's like how it is off the TV. Like, people look at stuff like High School Musical and all of that and think that high school is all it's all clicked up, and it's really not like that at all. It's not like that at all. And I used to think like that. It's really not like that at all. It's more so just like middle school. Imagine a middle school that you went to. Well, I can't say that because everybody's middle schools aren't the same. But I'm just saying, like, it's not like how you see on TV, basically. Yeah, there are people who are clicked up. There are cliques, and some people have their own groups, but I'm telling you, it's not like where you're walking down the hallway and somebody slaps your books out of your hand. Like, it's nothing like that. Nothing like that. So, thank you guys for watching. That was my video on high school advice. My experience on high school advice. My experience on high school. Why can't I talk? Oh my goodness. And so, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye!